How's it going, YouTube? It is Daiki, your Daiki Style Gaming, and I am back at it with some brand new Anthem news for you all today. And seeing as how this month Anthem and just about every content creator, every YouTube channel, Destiny channel is starting to ramp up their Anthem coverage, I felt that it was only right that the original consistently uploading Anthem channel started covering some Anthem. So definitely this month and leading up into the release of Anthem, expect a bunch of Anthem information and news videos as well. Then when the VIP demo drops, I will also be doing a full day stream of the demo, playing with all subs, fans, anybody that wants to stop by the stream, and playing with some of the giveaway winners as well, because you should have your codes by then. So these next 2 months on the channel are about to be big in terms of Anthem information, Anthem news, Anthem videos, and Anthem coverage. So definitely stay tuned to the channel, and I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. Let's get straight into this new news video and talk about some of the new things that we learned from the devs this past week. So pretty much since the start of the year, we've been getting brand new Anthem information from all sites and sources. We've been getting it from the devs, IGN, Nvidia, and so much more. We finally got our official stat list for gear rarities. We know about our power levels now, the different rejoin and AFK windows as well, elemental types and what they all do, even something interesting about daily rewards in the game. We actually know requirements for PC and so much more, and I'm going to be covering all of that in this video for you today. But first, I do want to mention as an update to my previous video about the GameStop exclusive item, I did manage to go to my GameStop and ask about the code for it, and according to the GameStop employees, you get the code for the vinyl when you actually pick up the game. So for all of you who have pre-ordered and only see one code for the VIP demo, wondering where the second code is for the vinyl, you get that code when you actually pick up the game on launch day from GameStop. So hopefully that clears up a bit of confusion, but now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the news. So first, let's start with something that I'm actually most hyped to talk about, which is daily rewards. Now, it's not exactly a daily login system, but when asked about a daily login system on Twitter, I did say I hope that there would be something similar to incentivize players to keep coming back, and Mike Gamble did reply to this saying that there's not specifically a login reward system, but something else. So even though it's not specifically a daily login reward, hopefully it's a daily reward or achievement that definitely wants players or makes players want to keep coming back to the game. Now, next thing we got information from was posted on the official Anthem site, and we got the full PC specs and requirements for Anthem. We have the minimum requirements and the recommended. Now, I'll be showing you both pictures right here and right here, but I'll also be leaving a link of it in the description as well in case you wanted to check it out. Now, this next bit of information we got from this past week is pretty important because now we have official confirmation on the Javelin level unlock order, which are level 2 is your very first Javelin unlock, level 8 is your second Javelin unlock, level 16 is your third Javelin unlock, and level 24 is your last Javelin unlock. And the max level in the game currently is 30. Now also, like I mentioned in a video way back in October, they did say that missions to unlock your Javelins are removed. Here's the tweet I posted in that old news video from Mark Dara, pretty much saying that there was a mission system to it, but they felt like it would take too long to unlock the Javelins, so they just tied it to level rather than having a mission tied to each of the Javelins. Now yeah, this does kinda suck, but it's not the worst thing. I mean, hopefully those missions are still in the game in some capacity, even if they're not tied to actually unlocking the Javelins, but we do know that there is lore behind each of the Javelin, whether it be the Storm, how it's tied to the Dominion, or whether it's the Interceptor, how it's tied to the Corvus. So hopefully, even if we don't get a full mission, it's some type of cutscene or cinematic explaining or going into a bit more detail on each of the Javelins when we unlock them. I still feel like that would at least be a nice touch when unlocking our Javelins, since we don't have missions now to unlock them. And since we're on the topic of Javelins, let's talk about their gear rarity now that we have official confirmation of each gear rarity and the gear slots, which is tied to their power level. So first, let's talk about the gear rarity. Now, we've officially gotten all of the gear rarities, and we've even seen some changes to them now. So first, there are 6 different types of gear rarity in the game, and Masterwork is now no longer the highest tier. It has been switched with Legendary, with Masterwork being the second highest tier. And the gear rarity list essentially goes like most games: common, uncommon, rare, epic, Masterwork, and then finally Legendary. Now, personally, I feel like some of those gear titles should be switched. Epic, Masterwork, and Legendary probably should be worked around, but essentially Legendary is your highest tier rarity in the game, and that's pretty much the best type of gear to go for. Now, let's hop over to the gear slots. Now, we know that the gear is tied to your power level. The devs have already confirmed that customization and personalization are 2 different things, so you can look as cool as you want but be as strong as you want depending on your different gear slots. Now, Ben Irving has confirmed that there are 11 slots in the game, which we kind of already knew too from the most recent stream, but it is essentially 6 component slots, 3 ability gear slots, and then your 2 weapon slots that will determine your power level in the game. And again, with Legendary being the highest tier, that's pretty much the type of gear you want to go in each of those 11 slots. Legendary components, legendary gear attachments, and legendary weapons. Then Ben Irving did go on to pretty much confirm what I just said, that you can in fact equip all of those slots with legendaries. So it's not like Destiny where you can only have 1 exotic weapon or 1 exotic armor. You can essentially rock a full exotic set if you want to, or in this case, legendary set. And while we're on the topic of gear, boy these segues, they did confirm the vault space officially in game, which is going to be at 300. Now, the vault will work similar to Destiny. It'll keep all of your Javelin's gear in that vault. And again, gear means your components, your ability gear slots, and your weapons. Let's just hope that that'll be more than enough. Now, let's talk about something that I am extremely happy to finally get some information on, which are the elemental types and what all each element finally does. So Ben Irving did confirm on Twitter what each of the elements do in game, and I'm digging it. So your electric abilities or gear attachments or weapons are for area of effect pulse attacks. So electricity is your AoE, which makes sense and I'm perfectly fine with. It's a chain ability that makes a lot of sense on why that would be your area of effect. Now, fire is going to be your damage over time ability. So proc fire, let them sit and just burn out. Now, we still don't have a duration on these things, but it might be tied to your gear or weapons. Now, the next one is ice, and it pretty much does what you'd expect. It gives off frozen procs, so it freezes enemies, which again makes sense and is to be expected. And lastly is acid, and acid is your damage taken debuff. Pretty much assuming that once you proc an enemy with acid, you'll deal even more damage to them. And then also remember, each of these abilities can be comboed, meaning if you hit an enemy with ice and then hit them with another element, it'll do a completely different proc, dealing even more damage. And with this game, they definitely seem to be emphasizing combos and team play, and I can tell you from personal experience that yeah, you'll definitely want to be pulling off some combos for extra damage. Now, one thing to note, and is pretty interesting, Ben Irving did confirm that the Storm also doesn't have any acid gear attachments, which I do kind of find strange considering the Storm is going to be our status effect applier and our DPS Javelin. So you would think it would make sense for him to stay in the air and throw a damage debuff on enemies. But I guess if they're basing it on the lore of the game, and the Storm is created by the Dominion, and they did say that the Storm Javelin is more connected to the Anthem of Creation, Acid is a man-made ability, or element I should say, so I could see why the Storm wouldn't have that as an element, considering it's a man-made element, and probably not something of the Anthem of Creation. I just found that a bit interesting that the Storm doesn't have an acid gear attachment. Now, these next two things are pretty much kind of tied to AFK, one more than the other, but I still thought it was pretty interesting and definitely wanted to share. So the first one definitely tied to AFK, or at least being disconnected. The devs did confirm that you will have a 2-minute rejoin window if you are disconnected from a stronghold, a party, or anything like that before it rematch makes with another player. And then the second thing that they talked about was being able to kick players. And they have confirmed that you won't in fact be able to kick anybody from the game. They pretty much outweighed their options and saw that it might cause more harm than good, and I can definitely see that being the case. Though, to be honest, sometimes games do need a kick feature. But hey, that's just me. Now, this last bit of info isn't really info from me, but it's from some other platforms because IGN apparently is going to be featuring Anthem all month. So, they've been posting some brand new Anthem content on their channel. You got a 15-minute walkthrough of the Lost Arcanus mission with a primarily Interceptor focus. Then they also did do a mini storm breakdown on their channel as well, but they didn't really go too in depth as I would have liked them, but it's all good. I did make a complete Javelin breakdown on the storm because they did miss a lot of information that I felt like they should have covered. But I do have a Javelin breakdown on all of the Javelins in the game, so definitely go check that out in my playlist if you haven't. And then lastly, NVIDIA even showed off some brand new Anthem gameplay where we got to see a closer look at the Dominion Brute, and then a brand new enemy type in the game, or enemy machine I should say in the game. Definitely seems to be Scar, and it's a 3-legged machine, so definitely seems pretty interesting, and is something we haven't seen yet in any of the footage. So that's pretty much all I got for this video. Let me know in the comments section though, now that we have our Javelin level order 2, 8, 16, and 24, what Javelin you are going to be unlocking first, and the order of the Javelins you're going to unlock after. I mean, you guys already know me. My first Javelin I'm going to unlock is the Storm, and then after it'll probably be the Ranger, Interceptor, and then Colossus. But let me know in the comment section what y'all's order is going to be for unlocking your Javelins. So again, that's all I got for this video. Thank you all for watching. I will catch y'all on the next one, and if you haven't followed me yet on any of my social media accounts or my Discord, links to those will be in the video description. I will catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the subs. Peace.